Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to be making a super cool dish that I basically stole straight from Jacques Pepin. He's one of my idols and I respect the hell out of him and everything he does. And a lot of what I cook actually is influenced by things that I've seen him do. I grew up watching him. I've been watching Jacques Pepin cook my entire life, quite literally. On another note, don't mind the Band-Aid on my forehead. I had a bit of a dog walking incident, and that's a story for another video. But for today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing salmon in a potato jacket, served with just a simple salad and some garnishes. Pretty straightforward, pretty cool though. And I think it's a really great way to basically just step up your fish dish, So I got my pans warming up there, and here I have a potato that I've peeled and took the eyes out, and I'm just going to give it a little go on the mandolin here. Now, just a word of warning: like if you're using a mandolin, obviously be insanely careful because these things are brutal and really easy to take the tip of your fingers off, the tip of your knuckle off, whatever. It ain't pretty. So there we go. I got my potato kind of mandolined up. These are a little thicker. I should have set my mandolin a little thinner, I guess. This is a cheap mandolin. Got it at the dollar store. And next, now that I have that going there, what I do is I'm going to take my salmon here, and I want it to be a pretty even thickness, like where the belly goes, it tapers off to quite thin there. So what I'm going to do is basically go in somewhere around there, and then you kind of grab it by the skin end and just go through the zigzag or a jigsaw motion. Get that skin off there. Not too bad. I went pretty well. So I got a nice piece there. And this skin and belly meat, by the way, it's super fatty and rich. This is not wasted. What I like to do with that is clean it up, take the scales off, and I'll make like a crackling with it. I'll throw it in the oven on some parchment paper, a little oil, salt, and pepper. But yeah, now see, I got this salmon looking real nice here, cleaned up. It's a pretty even thickness all the way through. I got another one here that I did earlier, and I'm just going to set that aside for a minute. Now, what works great is a elongated spatula, but I have just a big chef's knife. And so what I do is line up my potatoes nice and thin here on my knife, or a large narrow spatula would work well too, something like that. And I get it just slightly bigger than my pieces of salmon. And I just kind of, yeah, that one's kind of ugly. I'll take some nicer looking ones here. Whatever. There we go. And I just kind of stagger them, overlap them. Something like that. Maybe one more. Gonna take a nice big slice there. All right. Now, what I do next, put a little salt right down where in the middle, a little pepper. And in this case, I'm going to put, just because I'm going with this theme, I'm going to put a couple little pieces of nice, tender, young tarragon here. Just a couple of leaves down there. I think tarragon goes fantastic with salmon. It's got that kind of a licoricey, anise kind of flavor thing going on. Just a little there. And then I just lay my salmon right on top of that, just like that. Then again, hit it with a little more salt there. A little more pepper. There we go. And since we're doing that, a couple more little pieces of tarragon. All right, now going in with the next layer. So now we start throwing our potato on there. Same kind of pattern, we just sort of stagger it, cover it up. And it works best if you get your potato slices nice and thin because they kind of mold around your salmon. And plus it allows the heat to penetrate, to cook through and actually cook your fish there. There, nice and pretty. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right. Cool. Now we got one more to do. Okay, now I've got my 2 portions done up here. I'm doing 2 portions in this case. And what I'm going to do, grab my little spatula here. Nice and thin. I'm going to oil up my pan. Ooh, she's nice and hot. Whew. And I'm going to grab my chef knife here with my salmon in its jacket, all ready to go, and I'm carefully sliding it in the pan. And this is me sliding the second one, ever so gently. Boom, just like that. Now we're going to let that crisp up. Now that it's brown on one side, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper right before I flip it. Now I'm just going to very carefully give it a flip here. It's surprising how well these actually hold together if you get your potatoes thin enough, and they actually stick together quite well. Not too much of an issue. So now it's brown on one side. And I'm just going to sit it there, not move it around anymore, and hit it with a little more salt and pepper on the other side. Just to get those potatoes seasoned up. Now, as that's browning up, I'm going to quickly get a little salad going here. Just going to take a mix of young lettuce and some microgreens. Just a really quick, easy salad. These are pre-washed, ready to go. I like using the pre-washed stuff because it just makes life much easier. So I'm going to hit it with a nice squeeze of lime and some olive oil. You can use balsamic vinegar or lemon or whatever you choose, but I'm using lime in this case. Just gives a nice, fresh, crisp flavor. Nice and clean, and then a nice healthy dose of olive oil on there. And I'm just going to give it a quick toss and just set it aside for now. Now next I'm just going to get some garnishes ready here. Slice up some tomato. This is a nice ripe tomato. Add some color and flavor and texture. Tomatoes are great. Can't go wrong. Then I'm going to grab an avocado. Just another garnish, another layer of texture and flavor. They're nice and creamy. They go with just about anything. So I'm just going to get this sliced here. And take off the peel. And just slice it thinly. Now that I got those all ready to go, to the next step. Just going to grab myself a plate here and get ready to plate it up. There it is, nice and crispy on both sides. It's beautiful how this works. It cooks the salmon really gently but thoroughly. It traps the moisture and flavor inside. I really love it. And then you get the crispy potato flavor on the, or crispy potato on the outside. Adds a gorgeous texture and nice flavor. So I'm just going to put a little handful of my salad on there. Pile it up nice so it looks pretty. And I'm just going to grab my garnishes, throw a couple of slices of tomato on there. And then my avocado slices. Just going to put them in kind of a bit of a fan pattern just so that it looks nice. I mean, you eat with your eyes, they say. Hit it with a little salt and pepper. You don't want to season your salad too early on or it'll wilt your lettuce and greens. I'm just going to grab a little bit of fresh tarragon. Nice addition, flavor, and plus it looks nice on top. And a nice healthy pinch of capers thrown on there. I love capers. And they go great with salmon. Just get those on there, looking good. Throw my tarragon on there. Just make it look nice and pretty on top. A little slice of tomato and bon appetit.